Hello and welcome back to Wildwood Cottage Diary, and welcome back to Wales. How are you all doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I hope the week so far is treating you well and that you had a good weekend. The weather here is a bit grim. The forecast snow and cold temperatures tonight, but it's dry at the moment, so I'm back out in the yard and I'm just going down to the chickens. I've been doing a bit of knitting sat in front of the fire because so I thought today what I've come out in the yard to do is sort out the fruit trees, because I've got loads of fruit trees in the garage that need sorting out, and I've got some empty pots, some empty big pots, and I thought that the dwarf fruit trees that are going to go here in the yard, that I would sort out the tubs that I've got. Now I've got an empty wheelbarrow and get the fruit planted. Sorry, my voice has gone a bit weird. Yeah, my voice has gone a bit weird. Sorry about that. It's a bit dry today. So yeah, I thought that I'd have a look, see what we can do. I've got 2 empty baths and I've got 3 big empty tubs. I want to sort my fish pond out as well and get a couple more fish. I want to sort out the pond that's round the front of the other side of the house where the porch is, because that's where I'm thinking of putting a pergola and 2 climbing roses. And I've got another raised bed to finish, and then if I've still got enough time, I want to go and get some brambles out in that new patch of garden. So I've got a lot to do today. So I'm going to do a couple of different videos today, so you'll probably see some videos of me in the same outfit, and that's because they've been recorded on the same day. So today we're doing potatoes and fruit. So this video is going to be fruit and the next video is going to be potatoes. So yeah, so I'm just going to go and see the chickens, and then we'll come back to the yard. I'll get the wheelbarrow out and we'll have a look at the plants we've got to go in. So I'll be back in a minute. That's them fed. I had a good tidy up the other day, so I've got rid of all the rubbish because we've got grey bin day this week, and I thought that I'd get rid of all the rubbish ready for the bin. So I'll just turn you around and I'll show you what I've done so far. So we've got some fruit planted. I found this one at the top. This is one of the Elstar apple trees. So I put that in this big tub here, so that's happy. I took out the plant that was in there. Can't remember what it was now. I think it was a pear. So that's come out. This one here is to come out, so I'm going to try and take this out today. Got some lovely new buds on it. And this one is an apple. It's a Braeburn apple, so this is going up the top. See, it's got some lovely nice new buds. These are staying here. This is one of the plums. It's a dual plum tree. I've got 3. And this is Victoria plum and opal. So that's in that nice big pot there. Oh look, I've got a hyacinth coming through. Look at these little pretty flowers in here. Very pretty. Didn't notice them when they came out. I need to sort out my fish pond because there's an algae bloom in there, and I want to see what plants I've got. I know I've got a water lily, I know I've got some water mint and some bamboo. So I want to sort that out because I want to do a pond at the front around by the porch, and yeah, get a couple more fish. So that's the plan for that. This is my sage, needs tidying up a bit. This is the one that I've had for nearly 30 years. I bought it in 1996, so it's 27 years old. So it's a really old bush, looking a bit gnarly. It's got some nice new growth on it there, so I'm going to try and look after that. It smells delicious when I rub the leaves. Then this one here had Jerusalem artichokes in it last year, and as you can see I've got daffodils coming up. So what I need to do is empty this tub out and empty all the bulbs, and then sort out the soil, get all the artichokes out, then I can plant a fruit tree in it and put the bulbs back in. So that's the plan for that one. And then round the corner here, oh look, I have another hyacinth. Look at that there, isn't that pretty? And the sun's coming out. I've got another Elstar here that needs to go in, so I'm going to put that in that tub there. I've got an empty pot there so that I can put some fruit in there. Then these tubs need to be sorted out as well. This is empty. Whatever was in there is dead, so that needs emptying. This one needs emptying as well. Not sure what's in here. Can't remember what this one is. So I might take it out and use that tub. This one's got a really pretty flower in it, and I'm not sure whether to take it out or just leave it there because it seems really happy in that pot, and it's got the most amazing trumpet flower on it in a pink. I've got all these pots here and another one like this one up the back. I've got that basket there. What I've got here is just basic black buckets, ordinary buckets that are no use anymore. They've got holes in the bottom. Plenty of drainage, and I've got 4 of those, so I'm going to use them. There you go, the sun's out. So as you can see, I've got quite a few pots I can use, and I haven't decided what I'm putting in the garden yet, so I may put a few pillared fruit trees in different places around the garden, so because they're dwarf, they're not going to grow any more than 2.5 metres, so very exciting, isn't it? So yeah, that's my plan for today. So I'm just going to get the tripod, I'll get the wheelbarrow, get my fruit, and we'll have a look at how we're going to do it, because I'm going to use leaves. I've got an abundance of leaves at the moment from out the front of the house, so I thought, well, may as well go and use them. They're only rotting down into nothing, so I thought at the bottom of the pots I'd put leaves, and then where the roots are I'll put some compost and mix leaves in with it as well, and then it'll be nice loose soil for them to get established, and then the leaves will rot down, and hopefully they'll feed the plants and I'll get some good fruit. So that is the plan. Whether it'll work out like that, you just never know, do you? You never know with plants, they have to do their own thing. So excuse the noise again, the jets, the American jets are flying about. Right, so I've been in the garage and I've rooted all my fruit out. These are the Red Haven peach from Ewe Garden. Now these were replacements for the ones that have died. And they've got some nice green shoots. I'm not sure about the green shoots down here. I think I'll have to take them off because they're on the graft. So I'll pick them off. And then, but there's one here that's above the graft. So I'll leave that one on. And this one here is kind of borderline on the graft, so we'll leave that. This one's got one on the graft, so let's take that off. I think they'll be okay, but we'll see. But they replaced those because they were just stalks and they didn't look anything like what they were supposed to look like. So now I've got these, and as you can see they've got some nice new buds on them, some nice green growth. So I think they're going to be okay. It's just a shame all the growth is at the top. And nothing on the stalk, but we shall see. They've been soaking in water for a while right through the winter because I just haven't had the time or the compost to come out and do them. So yeah, that's them. Then these ones here in this clump here are the pillar fruit trees that I bought earlier in the year. This one's a plum, then we've got an apple, got another apple, we've got a conference pear, and we've got a Stella cherry. So there is 1 or 2 buds coming through around here, and you can see them. There is 1 or 2 buds here. So yeah, they're all going to go into pots, into these pots here. And the other things that I've got as well are, I've got my mulberries. These are dwarf mulberry trees, and they were also from Ewe Garden. As you can tell, I like Ewe Garden. Got a label on them. Let's have a look. Can you see the label? Morus Mojo Berry, they're called. You see the label? Mojo berries. So I've got 2 of those. They were dwarfs. They just pay the postage doodah. So I got them. These ones were on offer, and these are cranberries. And again, I got 2. One of them looked like it was going to die, so they sent me another one and replaced this one because it was so small. And I've got these 2 healthy ones. So I bought 2, and then they sent me a replacement for the one that looked like it was dying. So that's them. So I've got 3 of those. So I've got my wheelbarrow, I've got my compost. Now I just need to sort out what I'm going to do. Some of the pots are a bit battered, so they're just going to have to do for the time being. until I can get some more. I have seen some for £1.99 in Home Bargain, which would be perfect, but they'll just have to wait for the time being. But we'll see how many. We want to do this job and see how many we need, and then once I've used all the good pots that I've got, I can then work out how many I need to buy. So yeah, so I'll just get you on the tripod and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. Right, so it's quite heavy, so I can't lift the whole thing up because I've got a sore back at the moment and I don't want to make it worse. But there's some nice healthy daffodils, so I'll pop them back in a bit once I've done my fruit. Quite a few artichokes in here, they did well. So, free tip, if you've got artichokes you want to plant, put them in a pot. Well, what I will do is, once I've got all these artichokes out, I will tip the compost out into the wheelbarrow. So I'll just carry on with this and we'll be back in a minute. Yeah, so I think that's all the artichokes that I can find at the minute. So let's see what we've got there. We've got our bulbs that can go back in once I've repotted the tub. It's lovely compost. And that was just sheep fleece and old compost. So yeah, it just goes to show, don't waste anything. Because everything's growing really well that's been in there. So I will tip this out now. Now I've had the initial compost out. The initial stuff out of the compost, sorry. And I'll show you what I'm going to do to plant them in leaves. But these have started rooting already, so they could in theory go back in the ground. But I'm only going to put the small ones back in. I'm going to eat the others because I've just discovered them and they're really, really nice, done in butter. So they're a good size. I think that's all of them. So we'll just put this on the floor and we'll get the bucket. And now all the plants are out, tip it up. I know I should have gloves on, but I haven't, because I don't like them really. I like to be able to feel the soil and feel what I'm doing. Right, that soil's quite cold, so it must have been frozen a bit. I'm getting all the old roots out. Because the thing with these roots is that if they're artichoke roots, they'll root just from the root. They don't need much at all. And then you just get plants everywhere. And what I don't want is plants in with my fruit. Quite invasive really. So you have to have them where you want them to stay. Oh. Rest my back a little bit. So if you're going to plant them, make sure where you're planting them you don't mind them coming up year after year. They are a perennial crop, so don't plant them thinking you can rotate them year after year, because you'll just end up with them all over your garden and then you'll never get rid of them. I mean, I reckon the elderly gentleman had these artichokes for like 50 years because he was in this house nearly that long. So I'm growing a heritage variety. That's a feverfew, so that can go in the garden as well. Right, we're nearly done. If the bird you can hear in the background, if you can hear it, is a red kite. They've been flying around for the last couple of days, and we had 4 in one go yesterday, all flying together. I think they might be from the birds last year, because they nested here last year. And I got a lovely call. I love listening to them. But they're gone quiet now. I'm feeling the anticipation of the swallows on a day like today. Oh, there you go. I think that one was a buzzard. I've got the chickens in the fruit cage, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on them. Right, so these are the leaves that I gathered the other night. It's got bits of moss and lichen and leaves and bits of soil and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a handful and pop it in the wheelbarrow. So in our leaf bucket we've got some big sticks. I'm going to take them out and I can dry them for the fire, so they're not going to go to waste. I don't mind leaving little bits in, but it's just going to get in the way when it comes to mixing, so plonk them in there. And make sure there's no weeds in them as well, because you don't want to be spreading weeds around the place. Got these little polystyrene trays that I found in the woodshed off the elderly gentleman, so I'm going to use these to plant my peas, but for the time being I'm just going to put the sticks in. I think that's it, so we'll tip that in there. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a layer on the bottom of my tub, just in the bottom like that. Okay, now that's going to make it so it'll drain. This is what I did with sheep fleece last year and it worked really well. That's what's produced all this lovely compost. So I'm going to try the same again, but do it with leaves this time. So I'm going to put the leaves at the bottom like that. Make sure there's no laurel in with it, because they just root and do what they want. You'll end up with plants all over the place. Just make sure there's no laurel leaves in it. Right, so that's that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mix these in with the compost. And then take out any white roots. And that's going to mean my compost is going to go a bit further. But it's also going to be quite free draining as well. And these have been rotting since last year, so they've already started the rotting process. So I'll get a bit more. Where these were was by a wall and they'd rotted down, so I'm quite happy to use them. And then what's left I'm going to use in the garden to mulch the beds. Right, okay, so let's get our fruit tree. So I've got one of the Red Haven ones. I'm going to pop that in the pot, in the tub, so it's quite central. I have to bring it into the wheelbarrow, sorry. And then I'm going to take handfuls of my compost and my leaves. There we go. Now I'm not going to go above where the graft, below where the graft is, because I don't want it to sprout. Bounce it up and down so you get the soil in the roots. Get it straight. Now I've got this towards the back of the pot because I want to plant at the front as well. So compost and leaves on the top. Now I'm up to the graft now, so I think that'll be about it. I've still got quite a bit of compost left. put that towards the next one. It's just a good way of making it go further. And then all these leaves will rot down, become new compost. Right, so that's the bulbs in. Now I'm going to put one of those loganberries in, I think, and see how they get on together. They might work, they might not. I can always take it out, but for now, let's see. It's got quite a good root on it actually. Pop that in. So there's my finished pot. I've got my loganberry, my cranberry just there, and then I've put my bulbs. I've got some daffodils on either side, and then this here is my peach tree. So hopefully they'll be okay. So now what I've got to do is repeat that process with another 7 plants, and hopefully I'll have enough pots. Right, okay, so that's it for today. I'm going to go and get my lunch now. I'm made up with all the artichokes that I got. I'll just show you. Look at that nice basket of food for nothing. These. So yeah, I'm really pleased. There's some lovely artichokes there for me to have for my tea. So that's a Brucey bonus. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with what I've got to do here. I'm going to do a similar method to what I'm going to do with my potatoes. I've got new potatoes to put in, so I'm going to do that with them. And then if I've got any bags left over, I think I'm going to put the artichokes in bags as well and use leaves for them. So it seems daft, the leaves going into bags and then not doing anything, just taking up space. So it's a good way of using space and using leaves at the same time. So that's my method anyway. So I hope you got something out of that. I'll let you know how the fruit gets on. It's got some lovely green shoots on it, so hopefully they'll be okay. We'll just have to see. So they don't like the frost, I believe, so I'm going to take it and put it back in the garage, because I'm a bit concerned that they're going to get the frost. So I think the apples and the pears will be fine, but it's the apricots and the peaches I'm concerned about. So all the fruit that I brought out to enjoy the sun, I'm going to take back in tonight. So I think that's it for today anyway. I'm going to get going now and go and get my lunch. So if you do like my video, please do like and subscribe. Really would appreciate it. Please hit that notification bell and that will tell you when I upload new videos. If you click the all option, YouTube will notify you when I upload my next video. And if you click the like button, YouTube will send my videos around YouTube and other people get to see them too. So thanks very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy the sunshine if you have it like I have. And I will see you soon. So take care and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Bye bye.